That you are not defined by the opinions or actions of others. It starts by realizing that your value is intrinsic and not based on external factors. The world will try to convince you that you are only as valuable as your relationships, your accomplishments, or your external appearance. But none of these things are truly what define you. When you recognize your worth, you stop seeking approval or validation from others. You stop placing your self-esteem in the hands of those who may or may not see your value. You no longer base your happiness on someone else's affection or attention. Instead, you begin to draw from a deeper well the truth of who you are in your core. Recognizing your worth also means setting clear standards for how you allow people to treat you. You don't let toxic behaviors slide or allow yourself to be in relationships that drain you. You no longer tolerate disrespect or neglect because you understand that you are deserving of love, kindness, and respect. You set boundaries not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect. Your worth is not up for negotiation. When you truly recognize it, you stop settling for anything less than what you deserve. You no longer entertain people or situations that don't add value to your life. You understand that just because someone doesn't see your worth doesn't mean it's not there. You know it's always been within you, waiting for you to acknowledge it and embrace it fully. Stop seeking validation from others. This is a fundamental shift that happens when you recognize your true value. You stop living for the approval of those around you and start living for your own sense of purpose and fulfillment. When you constantly seek validation, you are placing your worth in the hands of people who may not even truly understand or appreciate you. Their approval becomes the fuel for your self-esteem. But this kind of validation is fleeting and unreliable. Seeking validation is exhausting, and it often leaves you feeling empty and dissatisfied. The praise and acknowledgement you receive from others are temporary, and when it fades, you're left wondering if you're enough. But when you stop seeking validation, you release yourself from that cycle. You start to trust that your value isn't dependent on external recognition, but on your intrinsic qualities, your character, and your purpose. This doesn't mean that you stop appreciating the people in your life or that you reject all forms of encouragement. It means you stop relying on others to tell you who you are or what you're worth. Instead, you define yourself based on your own beliefs, your talents, your faith, and your actions. You stop letting someone else's opinion shape your reality, and instead you start living in a way that reflects your authentic self. When you let go of the need for constant validation, you gain the freedom to be yourself fully. You start making decisions based on what aligns with your values and your goals, not based on what will get you approval from others. You live for your own approval, trusting that when you stay true to yourself, everything else will fall into place. Prioritize your peace. In a world full of distractions, noise, and endless demands, protecting your inner peace becomes an act of self-preservation. It's easy to get caught up in the chaos of life, relationships, work, social obligations, and lose sight of the most important thing, your peace. The moment you prioritize your peace, you make a conscious decision to protect your well-being, your mental clarity, and your emotional health. Prioritizing your peace means setting boundaries and learning to say no without guilt. It's about knowing what drains you and what fuels you and choosing to focus on the latter. It means not allowing negativity, drama, or toxic environments to have access to your heart and mind. When you prioritize peace, you stop allowing other people's problems to become yours. You let go of the need to fix everyone around you and instead focus on creating a space where you can recharge and grow. Peace also comes from within. It's an internal decision to remain grounded despite external circumstances. You learn to respond to situations with calm rather than react out of fear or anger. You don't let conflicts or challenges steal your joy. You choose to center yourself, whether that's through prayer, meditation, or just taking a quiet moment to reconnect with yourself. When your peace becomes a priority, everything else falls into place. You become more present, more patient, and more focused. You attract healthier relationships and environments because you no longer tolerate anything that disrupts your calm. Your peace becomes a reflection of your strength, unshakable and unwavering no matter what comes your way. Your silence speaks louder than words. There is incredible power in choosing to remain quiet, especially when faced with conflict, negativity, or manipulation. Often we are conditioned to believe that we need to speak up, defend ourselves, or explain our actions in order to be heard or understood. But there are moments when your silence is not only more powerful than words, it's the most effective form of communication. When you choose silence, you take control of the situation. You stop engaging with the noise, the drama, or the person who is trying to provoke a reaction. By not reacting, you send a message that says you are not moved by their words, their tactics, or their attempts to confront themselves. Not you. It disarms those who thrive on getting a rise out of you and leaves them to reckon with their own behavior. Silence also allows you the space to process, to reflect, and to make decisions from a place of peace and clarity rather than reacting out of emotion. It's a tool that helps you maintain composure and stay aligned with your values. Your silence doesn't mean you are weak or submissive. It means you are strong enough to rise above the situation and choose how you engage. Sometimes the loudest statements are not made with words, but with the absence of them. When you remain silent in the face of chaos or manipulation, you show that you don't need to explain your worth or defend your choices. Your presence, your peace, and your confidence do all the talking. Let go of what's not aligned with your purpose. We often hold on to things, people, situations, habits that no longer serve us because we fear the unknown or the discomfort of change. But in order to step into the life you're meant to live, you have to make room for what aligns with your greater purpose. This means releasing the things that weigh you down, whether it's an unhealthy relationship, a job that drains your energy, or old patterns of thinking that keep you stuck. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you free yourself to move forward. You stop clinging to what feels familiar but unfulfilling and make space for what can truly help you grow. This doesn't mean giving up on everything, but rather evaluating what adds value to your life and what holds you back. The courage to release what doesn't align with your purpose opens the door to new opportunities, new experiences, and new people who are more in tune with who you are becoming. Letting go is an act of faith. It requires trust that when you release something, it's because something better is on the way. It's about believing that God has a plan for you, and sometimes that plan requires you to move on from things that are comfortable but not right for you. When you let go of what's not aligned, you create the space needed for your true calling to unfold. It's not always easy, and it often feels like a sacrifice, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you let go, you make room for growth, clarity, and purpose. You step into a new season of your life, one where you can move with intention and live fully aligned with the dreams God has placed within you. Don't chase what's already leaving. It's a hard lesson to learn, but one that will set you free. When something or someone is pulling away, don't chase after them. Whether it's a relationship, an opportunity, or a phase in your life, if it's meant to stay, it will. There's no need to chase what is already walking away from you, because in doing so, you only give away your power. You invest your energy in something that isn't aligned with your future, and you lose sight of what's ahead. When you stop chasing, you allow yourself the space to heal, to grow, and to open your heart to what is meant for you. Chasing can create desperation, anxiety, and a constant feeling of lack. You begin to believe that your worth is tied to something or someone that's slipping away, and that's not true. Your value is constant. It doesn't rise or fall based on the actions of others. Instead of chasing, focus on the things that are still present in your life, the relationships that are still strong, the opportunities that are still on the table, and the areas where you can grow. By doing this, you shift your focus from what's leaving to what's still available, what's still growing, and what's still working for you. Let go of the need to force connections or situations that aren't right for you. Sometimes what's leaving is simply making room for something better, something that aligns more closely with your purpose and your next steps. When you stop chasing, you learn to trust that what is meant for you will stay, and what isn't won't. Know when to walk away. Recognizing when it's time to let go is one of the most important skills you can cultivate. It's easy to hold on, to hope for change, or to wait for things to improve. But sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for your well-being is to walk away from what is no longer serving you. Walking away doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing yourself. It means choosing peace over pain, growth over stagnation, and health over toxicity. Knowing when to walk away requires wisdom and self-awareness. You have to be honest with yourself about what you're enduring and whether it's truly worth it. If something or someone is draining your energy, hindering your growth, or causing you emotional harm, it's time to walk away. You don't need to explain yourself, you don't need to justify your decision, and you certainly don't need to seek approval from anyone else. Your peace and well-being come first. Sometimes the hardest part is acknowledging that something is no longer aligned with your values or your goals. It's easy to hold on to the familiar, even if it's not helping you grow. But when you walk away, you create space for new opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences that align with the person you are becoming. Knowing when to walk away is an act of courage. It requires trusting that there's something better waiting for you, even if you can't see it yet. Trusting that your future is brighter without the weight of what's holding you back. When you walk away, you are not running from something. You are running towards something better. Something that will nurture your soul and propel you toward your purpose. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is a powerful guide, an inner voice that speaks when logic and reasoning falls short. It's a sense of knowing that can't always be explained, but it's always there, quietly whispering the truth. Learning to trust your intuition means tuning into that inner wisdom and allowing it to lead you, even when it doesn't make sense to others or when the path ahead seems uncertain. Your intuition is not just a gut feeling. It's a deep connection to your purpose and your higher self. It knows what is best for you, even when your mind is clouded by fear or doubt. Trusting your intuition requires courage. The courage to follow what feels right for you, regardless of the opinions of others or the external circumstances. It means letting go of the need for constant validation and trusting that you have all the wisdom you need within you to make the right decisions. When you trust your intuition, you stop second guessing yourself. You stop seeking reassurance from the outside world and instead turn inward for guidance. Your intuition will never lead you astray because it is always aligned with your highest good. It's also important to remember that intuition doesn't always come in loud, obvious moments. Sometimes it's subtle, a quiet nudge, a sense of peace, or a sudden realization. The more you listen to it, the stronger it becomes. Trusting your intuition is a journey of self-awareness and faith. It's about learning to trust yourself and the wisdom that is already inside of you, guiding you toward the right decisions and the life you are meant to lead. Your value isn't determined by someone else's interest. So often, we tie our worth to how others see us or how much attention we receive from them. Whether it's in relationships, careers, or social settings, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your value based on someone else's affection, approval, or recognition. But the truth is, your value is intrinsic. It is not up for negotiation or contingent upon external validation. No one else has the power to define who you are or how valuable you are. People's interests can shift, their attention can wane, and their opinions can change from moment to moment. But your value remains constant. It is rooted in who you are, not in what others think of you or how they choose to treat you. When you stop allowing others to define your worth, you step into your own power. You no longer chase after people or situations that don't recognize your value because you understand that your worth is not determined by their interests. Instead, you become grounded in the truth that you are enough just as you are. God does not desire after your victory. He desires after you are enough, just as you are. Your value is not earned through your actions, your looks, or your ability to please others. It is a reflection of your identity and your purpose. When you know your worth, you stop seeking external validation and start living authentically, confident in the fact that you are valuable, regardless of who notices or acknowledges it. This inner knowing is liberating because it frees you from the need for constant approval and allows you to live for yourself, not for others' opinions. In conclusion, understanding your worth and embracing these principles will transform your life. When you recognize your value, stop seeking validation from others, and prioritize your peace, you begin to align yourself with your true purpose. Your silence will speak volumes, your boundaries will protect your energy, and you'll learn to trust your intuition as a powerful guide. By letting go of what no longer serves you, and choosing to walk away from what's not meant for you, you reclaim your power and create space for what truly matters. Remember, your worth is never defined by someone else's interest. When you stop chasing what's leaving, you make room for what's meant to stay. And it's in that space that you will find growth, peace, and fulfillment. Stay rooted in who you are, trust yourself, and move forward with confidence. The life you are meant to live is waiting for you, and it starts with you stepping fully into your worth and owning your power.